a good day to all the students who are here to watch this video. Welcome to Yoda Learns. This is a new initiative from us for the PU students. So we are here to support all the PU students and my dear friends. I am Jyotsna. I am going to handle the subjects physics and mathematics, and my co-partner Srijana is going to handle the subjects biology and the chemistry. So now let us start with the physics. I think by listening the word physics, many of the students are getting fear. No. Don't get fear. So I am here to knock out all your fears by supporting you. Do you all know why the physics word makes a fear for the students, or why you all are getting fear, feeling like a fear? Just because you need to know the reason. That is, major reasons are either you don't like the subject because there is a numerical type of questions majority, which is just like a mathematics, or you're not getting the concept, and this is the major reason. You all are eager to learn, but you don't understand the concepts properly. So if you don't understand the concept, you don't get the grip on the subject, and you don't get how to solve the problems or how to apply it. So today I am here to help you all guys with this by understanding the concepts for you. So from today onwards, we are going to help you by making the understanding of these concepts of first PUC and second PUC, and you can rock the subject with a confidence. So say no fear, bye for fear of physics. Now let's start with the physics. The word physics. So do you know what is the physics? What is the word physics? Mainly understand the word physics is derived from Greek, which is the name called as physis. Physis means it is nothing but a nature. Okay? I think everyone understands from where it is derived. The physics word, it is derived from Greek, and the word is called physis, which is the meaning of nature. So then what is the physics? Physics is nothing but a systematic study of nature. See, whatever you see in the nature surrounding, it is all under the physics. How? So do you know, I think some of the students may think that why we need to see this physics, why we need to read this physics, why we need to learn, waste, like that. But see, why you need to learn this physics means, first of all, what is the use of this physics, scope of this physics, why you are going to learn, what is the use of it. The major uses, see, in the nature, in the surrounding of where you are there, see, surrounding, there are electrical appliances. If you want to switch on it, if you want an electricity, then it is majorly going to work based on the principles and laws of physics. So you need physics to know how it is going to work. And if you're going for somewhere else, or if you want to travel by a vehicle, then your vehicle will also move based on the laws of physics. And also if you want anything faster to go in an aeroplane, then that is also based on the phenomena and laws of physics. So this is what the scope and use of physics, and you need to understand how the vehicle is going to work, how the electricity is going to work, how the machines is going to run, on what basis, on what laws and all. So let's see all this and understand it quickly and easily. So now, did you understand the physics definition? Okay. Now let's enter into the chapter 1 of first PU, units and dimensions. In this units and dimensions, in this chapter, we are going to cover physical quantity, types of physical quantity, unit, measurement, and SI units also. So first, let us go on with the physical quantity. What is physical quantity? What do you all know about the physical quantity? So see, Physical quantity means it is nothing but any quantity that can be measured. A measurable quantity is called as physical quantity. Anything, whatever it may be a quantity, if we can measure it, then it is called as physical quantity. So in this physical quantity, again we have classified it into two types. First type is fundamental quantity, or it is also called as base quantity, and the second one is derived quantity. So here, see, what is fundamental quantity and what is derived quantity? Firstly, fundamental quantity or base quantity. If a quantity which cannot be expressed in the terms of other quantity, it means if you take one quantity and you will measure it, but you don't depend on any other quantities to measure the unit of it, then it is called as fundamental quantity. So the examples for base quantity or the fundamental quantity are mass, length, time, etc. See here, if you take mass, you are going to measure it using kilogram, kg, but you are not depending upon any other quantities. And length, if you want to measure a length, it is a one side dimension which is measured in terms of meters. It is also not dependent on any other quantity. Is it dependent? No, right? Then time, it is also measured in terms of seconds. There is no any other quantity to compare it or to consider it. So these are like independent ones which have their own quantities and units. So these are called as fundamental quantities, and these are the examples of fundamental quantities. Now, derived quantity. So then what is derived quantity? The quantity which are derived from fundamental quantity, that is called as derived quantity. See, without the help of fundamental quantity, you cannot get a derived quantity. Only with the help of fundamental quantity, you will get derived quantity. And if you want to get the measurements, units, then it is also dependent on the units of fundamental quantity. So for example, derived quantity, force, velocity, area, volume, etc. See here, area. If you take area, then you need to consider it as meter square. The unit is meter square. Here what we are getting, the meter. What is meter? Meter is the unit of length. Length is the fundamental quantity. Then the meter is fundamental unit. So by using this fundamental unit or fundamental quantity, we are getting a derived quantity called area and its unit meter square. If you take the volume, same as area, it is meter cube. Again it is derived from the fundamental quantity. So this derived quantity is just like a dependent one, which is going to depend on fundamental quantity. But the fundamental quantity is independent one. So here you can understand it like fundamental quantity is independent. It has freedom. It don't have any dependencies, no restrictions. But derived quantity have restrictions. Means it is dependent. Without a fundamental quantity, you cannot get the derived quantity. So it must be a dependent. Okay? So I think you all understood about the physical quantity, what is fundamental quantity and derived quantity. Then, next let us talk about unit. What is unit? Unit is nothing but a basic and internationally accepted reference standard which is used for the measurement. So then, did you understand what that sentence means or the definition means? So it is nothing but if you want to measure anything or any quantity if you want to measure, then you need a basic or an internationally accepted reference standard to be used. It is the rule, compulsory. We need to use the internationally accepted reference standard only to measure it. So then what is measurement? We talked about unit, that we are going to use this unit for the measurement. But what is measurement? So measurement is nothing but it is a process of comparison of a given physical quantities with an internationally accepted units of same kind. It means you need to consider the internationally accepted units which is of same kinds, that, and you need to compare the physical quantities of those all same kind of units to get the comparison process. Then you are going to get the measurement. So the measurement is a process of comparison of given physical quantity with an internationally accepted unit of same kind. Then here in measurement we have terms required to measure a physical quantity. So if we want to measure a physical quantity, then we have some terms. We need to use those terms to measure the physical quantity. So here there are two terms. The first one is unit and the second one is numerical value or the magnitude. Now, for example, let me take a mass of a body or anything, a mass of a table or a mass of your own weight, anything. So let me take an example of a mass of a body having 10 kg. So here, see, in this, the 10, number 10 is a numerical value, right? It is a number. So what is the meaning of numerical value? Nothing but a number. So this 10 is a number. This is a numerical value. Magnitude is also nothing but a number. So this 10 is represented as numerical value. And kg. Kg, what is kg? Kilogram, it represents unit. Unit of weight. So here kg is considered as unit. By the combination of this numerical value and unit terms, we are going to define a physical quantity measurement. Okay, see here. So to make it a simple and to understand it easily, we have a formula called PQ is equals to N into U, where PQ is nothing but representing a physical quantity. N is nothing but a numerical value or a magnitude. U is the unit. See, here I am saying numerical value into unit. So what does this numerical value going to represent? This numerical value going to represent a number of times the unit is repeated. So how many times the unit is going to repeat, that much time the number is going to represent it. So did you understand the formula? PQ is equals to N into U. So this is all about today's concept. So to know the system of units, we are going to do it in the next class. So to watch that and understand that, please be conscious, do subscribe and click the bell icon to get the notification immediately as we upload the videos. So if you have any doubts or any questions, please leave the comments in the comment box. And today we learnt all this. Please go and revise it once and come back to our channel by doing subscribe. Thank you everyone.